Hello friends, welcome back to our little coffee club. All right, I'm recording another one of these almost live videos. This will be one take, one go at it. So there's a chance here that I could say something wrong or misspeak in some way or didn't explain something properly. And there's no way for me to go back and make a correction or do any kind of edit because these videos are pretty much unedited. It's just my brew session in the afternoon. And yeah, but one thing is for sure, this is a coffee channel that you could be a part of. You can leave me a comment below. I answer everyone. So if you leave me a comment, I'll make sure to clarify whatever it is that I said wrong, or if you have any questions or anything that you want me to address, please comment below, or at least drop in to say hello. All right, so today I am going to be reviewing Starbucks Veranda Blend, or what they call their Blonde Roast. And you know, this is a coffee you can find pretty much anywhere. I have bought it at the supermarket. I've bought it also on Amazon. And this particular bag I picked up just at a regular Starbucks store. So you could go into Starbucks. They do sell whole bean. This is whole bean coffee. And Veranda Blend, you know, hopefully by the end of this video, you will have a good idea if this coffee is for you. That's my goal here. Today we're gonna do some espresso, and hopefully I dial this in you know, one try, maybe two tries. And yeah, so that the video is not super long. But today I have a little bit of music playing because I recently tried recording with the music playing in the background. I can hear it, and you guys should be able to hear it as well. So we can enjoy a little music, a little ambiance, and yeah, let's make some coffee. All right, so the first things first, we're gonna have to dose out 18 grams to pull a shot, and yeah, hopefully we get it right. Now I'm gonna have to refocus, but you guys will see me working here. You'll see me as I focus the camera, you'll see everything. So again, no edits, no cuts, just one take. Let me refocus. Make sure that's focused, but of course I have to, when I, you know, touch the phone, it moves around and stuff, but it's the way it is when it's this format. And now this format, I've been recording videos in this format in the hopes of becoming somewhat comfortable with the idea of going live and actually recording live videos. So this is as close as a live as I can get it, where I just record one clip and that's the video. No edits or anything else. So yeah, pretty soon there'll be some lives. Join us here. We would love to have you. This is a coffee channel. We usually review coffees, but you know, I do some tutorials. I try to help out wherever it is that I can. I'm not an expert. I'm just some guy. So, you know, but I have been into this hobby for the last, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years by now. So, you know, I know my way around an espresso machine, okay? Not only that, but we do a lot of pour over videos, you know, different brewing methods. We've done mocha pot, Turkish coffee, all sorts of different brewing methods. So yeah, if there's one in particular that you want me to get into, comment below and I'll make sure to get around to making a video as to that brewing method, whatever it may be. Okay, so let's dose out 18 grams. Again, I just opened the bag for the first time with you guys. All right, now, if I happen to like the coffee as espresso, does that mean you're gonna like it as filter coffee? I'm gonna give you a good idea by the end of this video as to whom this coffee is for. And based on that, I think you'll be able to make a good assumption as to, you know, whether you're gonna like this or not. All right, so I have exactly 18 grams. Let's grind this. Okay, you know what? The grind size, I have it set at 14.5, and the last thing that we were brewing is a coffee that is probably something like this, somewhat. I mean, they call this their blonde roast. You know what? Let me maybe I'll bring it down to like 13 and a half. Bring it down one notch. Because this is more like a medium. The other coffee is more like a dark roast. So this is like a true medium. I'll show you guys in a second. You put it up here. So yeah, we're gonna grind it at 13 and a half grind size. My brew temperature is 85, which I think will be very suitable for this blend. Let me show you. All right, let's get the phone to focus on there. Okay, you should be able to see it there. So it is like a true medium. It's not too dark. But again, they call this a light roast. But for us coffee hobbyists, we're used to seeing light roast a lot lighter than this. All right, here we go. Another thing is, since I cannot adjust the volume of the grinder when it's grinding, you might want to turn down your volume just a little bit for this. Okay, I think we got everything. Let's see if we have 18 grams. Again, on this channel, I always check retention. Just want to make sure that whatever I put in the grinder is what I'm getting out, the same volume of coffee. So we do have 18 grams. It's the same weight. Again, I have to refocus. Maybe right here. And another thing is, if I'm playing the music in the background, which I'm not even sure if you guys will be able to hear it. I can hear it, but it's really low. Since this is kind of like an experiment, I'd rather the music is low than too loud, because then the video probably is unusable. And from song to song, I have to make adjustments because all the tracks are not the same volume level. So first thing I do is just fluff it up like this, just to make sure the grounds are nice and fluffy. Okay, we have our 18 grams. Put the scale off to the side. So yeah, when I used the music the other day, I was surprised as to like how well it came out on the video. It was really nice. Try to adjust the volume there. All right, let's go. This is dry. I haven't pulled any shots yet today. If it is your first time on my channel, welcome. We love having you here. I'm brewing coffee on the Lelit Bianca. That's what this machine is. It's a dual boiler Italian espresso machine. And the grinder that I used right now is the Niche Zero, which is a conical grinder, and it makes just great espresso. This is called a dosing funnel or dosing ring. It just gives you extra room so that if you want to do WDT, that's what this is, WDT or Weiss distribution technique. And this tool is kind of the idea with this tool is to declump, but I already declumped, so that's not an issue. But also to distribute the density of the grounds in the portafilter. And this is just in the hopes of getting a nice even extraction. Okay, now, since I've had this iCape distributor, I will use it. Now that I have it, I will use it. This is their, what do they call it? The magnetic gravity distributor from iCape. Again, this company, you just really get a lot for your money. For what you're paying, the build quality of their tools, it's just really, really nice. So distribute a little bit. That's going to ensure that it's kind of flat on top, so that when you tamp, you're tamping right into a flat, nice leveled coffee bed. And this is the iCape. This is a spring-loaded self-leveling tamper. It's the V6 Mini impact tamper, again from IK. It is spring-loaded, calibrated to 30 pounds of pressure. You can get a nice even tamp every time. There you see the brand, IK. This is available on Amazon or on their website. And then the last thing, well, here's the puck prep. That should be really nice. The last thing is the puck screen. There's a puck screen. The main thing for this is to kind of keep my machine clean, for one. And number two is that the puck will never get stuck to the shower screen of the machine. I really hate when that happens. So this helps to keep everything clean and tidy. Also helps with the dispersion of the water, but to me, that's pretty much a non-factor, basically. Well, I'm gonna run it a little bit first. I didn't use the espresso machine in like 2 weeks now. I make a lot more filtered coffee than I do espresso. Espresso I do in the weekends, and last weekend I didn't use it. Let's lock in. Okay, I'm gonna start the shot with the paddle at 5 o'clock, and I'm not gonna do any kind of long pre-infusion. I'm just gonna ramp up slowly to 9 bars, and hopefully the shot brews in about 30 seconds. That should be okay. Let me bring you a little bit closer. I think this angle worked really good last time. Like this. Yeah, I think that should work. I think this is causing like too much shadow. Move this. Okay, this scale that I'm gonna use, this is the Timor Black Mirror Nano. It used to be about 80 bucks, but one thing I really love about this scale is that it has the automatic espresso function. You'll see in a second. Let me start it. Now when you start it and you get this A flashing, okay, it's ready now for you to put your cup on there. This shot glass is from Not Neutral. Really nice glasses for people that are into coffee. Again, that's available in Amazon or at I think it's notneutral.com. I have reviews on all these kinds of stuff, so you could look through my channel if you want, and you'll see me talking about all these different things. And so now another thing that happens when you use the automatic espresso function is that once you put the cup up here, the scale will tear by itself, so you don't have to be hitting the buttons or anything. And now as soon as it senses coffee dropping, it'll start the time for you. And when you stop the shot, it stops timing. So it's all you got to concentrate on then is your flow control if you're using that, or starting and stopping your machine, and that's basically it. Everything is being tracked automatically. So, all right, here we go. Now the pressure is going to start coming in at around usually 9 seconds, and the shot will start pulling soon after that. So basically I just want to ramp it up nice and slow, but again, no kind of slayer shot or anything like that. Okay, we're at 9 bars now, and I think the coffee's too fine for, we'll see. Usually, you guys saw I ground 18 grams of coffee, so that's 18 grams in. I usually get 45 grams out, so that's a 1 to 2.5 ratio. It's gonna be, yeah, it's gonna be too fine. We're gonna probably have to pull another shot. But let's see. Yeah, definitely. We're almost up to like a minute. It's already, from first drip, it's up to 50 seconds, and we're at 72 seconds overall. Well, the shot looks very pretty, but that should be over extracted. Okay, so there's my 45 grams, right? 45.4 or 0.3 in 1 minute. Well, the scale kept going for a few seconds. It was probably about 1 a minute 12 seconds overall. I mean, from first drip. Overall, it's a minute and a half. So really long shot, but we'll see. Let me taste it, and then we're probably gonna have to pull another shot. Yeah, that's very bitter. Oof, man. That's the thing about like a darker coffee like this. Although, like I said, they call this their light roast. Yeah, this is way, way strong, way too bitter. Okay, the problem is now that if I want to record like a live video like this, and I have to pull several shots, you know, videos just gets really long. But the good part is I don't have to edit anything, so. All right, here, let me take the mic off my shirt, let you guys listen to the song a little bit, and I'll start getting things ready. Okay, I hope this is working with the music. I hope the volume's not all crazy. We'll see. I mean, again, it's an experiment. So I have my next 18 grams ready. I set the grinder at grind size 16. Yeah, 16. So that's quite, we were at 13 and a half, I believe. So like 2.5 notches up. We're gonna do another 18 grams. Let me check my 18 grams. All right, perfect. 18 in, 18 out. Zero retention. And hence the name, Niche Zero. Okay, I gotta get this ready. Okay, sorry about that, guys, but this is part of the process. I mean, if I want to do these live videos, I mean, I got to get the thing ready. There's no way around it. Okay, I'm gonna put some water from the hot water spout, because that comes out really, really hot. We'll see what kind of a difference 2.5 notches do on the grind size. All right, so now we got this hot again. Let's dry it up a little bit. All right, just like that. I'm going again. Perfect. Let me refocus. Bring you guys in a little bit closer. Okay, we'll do that from here this time. Now, it seemed to be a clean shot. I don't think we had any kind of channeling or any kind of problem with the extraction. It's just, you know, way over extracted. So, and it showed. You know, you guys know that I can tolerate a little bit of bitterness, but that was, yeah, that was out of control. It was no bueno. Okay. All right, we distribute again. I like this type of distributor best because it's kind of weighted and it'll just press down. Some distributors, the kind that you adjust, like I had for my Breville, I never thought that did almost anything because most of the time I never took the time to really adjust it to the right depth or anything. I just used it like that. And sometimes it helped, sometimes it didn't do anything. Now let's do another temp. Okay, and I'm really enjoying these tools from iCape. I gotta say that for the price, you're just gonna be really hard pressed to find anything better. All right, let's pull another shot. Run it. Well, you guys never see me go like in between shots like this. I usually cut out, like I don't, you don't see the whole entire process like you just did. But today you do. Let me set this back up. Again, you see me when I move the phone around, you see the new the new angle. Get to see everything. Yeah, you can see the bottom of the portafilter right there. So that's good. Start the scale. Okay, when the A is flashing, we can place the cup. It'll tear. Okay, and when it's flashing again, we can start pulling the shot. So let me start again at 5 o'clock. Here we go, shot number 2. Again, 30 seconds I think would be good. Comes the pressure. Okay, we are at 9 bars. I'm not gonna touch the paddle anymore. If the puck degrades a little bit, I'll let it ramp down by itself. But right now it's holding really well. It's down to, we lost a little bit. It's around 8.5 right now. But 24 seconds since first drip, we are at 30 grams. Again, I'm looking for 45. All right, again, pretty much the same thing like last time. 45.3, 39 seconds since first drip, 50 seconds overall. This is still too slow. This process of, adjusting your timing, your temperature, and all these kind of things, that is what dialing in the coffee, it's all about. Now this is coming out really pretty shot, very pretty. Let me show it to you guys. Yeah, that's a pretty shot right there. All right, taste it once again. Let me refocus. Here we go. Cheers. I gotta be honest with you. It's still bitter. It is still bitter. At this point, you know what? Maybe the next shot I won't go all the way to 9 bars. Maybe it's gonna be an 8-bar shot, and we're gonna readjust. Take it to maybe 17 and a half. Yeah, let's try 17 and a half. All right, reset once again. I wonder what, these videos that I've been doing in this kind of format, like almost live like this, they still haven't started posting. I've recorded already quite a few of them, but they haven't started posting. I wonder what you guys think about this format. I will find out soon enough. All right, let me reset again. I'm not sure if leaving the phone by the speaker is gonna be a good thing, because the music might get like super loud and annoying. Again, I'm sorry if this, there's some problems still with this format. Folks, I really apologize. I will figure all of this out as we move on. But that's one of the reasons why I wanted to try to do this. Let me see something. Okay, I was checking the mic. Yeah, this is one of the reasons why I wanted to practice this and try the different things. Now I know that, oh look, I forgot, forgot this. I forgot one candle. All right, you know what? What are you gonna do? Okay. But yeah, this kind of thing is, you gotta figure all these little details out, and that's why I'm practicing this like this. Let me get this ready. All right, so we started at 13 and a half. Now we are all the way, 17 and a half. Yeah, 17 and a half. All right, let me get the next 18 grams ready. Refocus the camera. See how the exposure came up this time? Some of the other shots were dark. I don't know why it wasn't. This looks a lot better to me. I don't know if some of the other shots were somewhat dark. But exposure is being controlled automatically by the phone, so I'm not sure why that happened. That's one of those words I always forget, like when I'm recording, the word exposure. I don't know why. A lot of times I forget that. All right. All right, perfect. 18 grams. You know what? I've done pretty well moving between shots here. I do have to say. Okay, grind another 18 grams. I always start it one more time because sometimes there's a bean that hasn't dropped in. And all right, 18 grams. Once again, we're right there. We are right there. Let's move on. Sometimes because of the distance between the cup and the bottom of the portafilter, there's a little bit of splashing that happens, but as of now, I don't see any signs of channeling. I think all the shots have pulled very nicely and clean. Okay, perfect. We focus once again. And now the exposure got dark again. All right. Again, some WDT. Distribute. Tamp. Okay. Puck screen. We go again. Third shot. Usually on the Bianca, my first shot is usually pretty good. If not, maybe by my second one. It's rare that I have to do 3 shots to dial in, but you know, it happens. If it would have been a milk drink, the last shot I would have used it. The first shot was just no go. It was way too bitter. Second shot was doable for milk, but you know, this is an espresso I wanted to try on its own, so I can tell you guys what I think. All right, we try again. I said this time I'm gonna go to 8 bars instead of 9, so a little bit less pressure, a little less extraction. Try to avoid that bitterness. Okay, I'm at 8 bars. Coming out nice and silky looking. See, that's what causes the splashing. All right, 45.5, 24 seconds since first drip, 33 overall. This is what I was looking for, right there. So it took me 3 tries, but we are there. Now another gorgeous shot. Now this coffee is pulling some really good looking, pretty shots. Let me show you guys once again. Look at that. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Very pretty shot. Let me see. Back up a little bit. See, where do I put the phone? Maybe right here. Yeah, don't worry, guys. I'll refocus in a second. Give me a second. Okay, so here's the third shot. Maybe something like this. You guys will get a nice visual there. All right, let me see, let me refocus. All right, that looks nice there. All right, cheers. All right, there it is. That's what I was looking for. I do have to say, I'll make a note of it. This is a good shot. This is a good shot. But believe it or not, I could still go a little bit faster. I could still go a little bit faster. It still has the bitterness in the background. I would like to get rid of it. But this is fine. This is good. I would definitely drink this. Okay, so tasting notes. You know, it gives you that kind of like traditional kind of espresso taste where you get some dark chocolate, perhaps some caramel. The coffee is well balanced. I think it is a little bit peaky at the end where I'm getting a bit of bitterness in the background, and I'm pretty sure I could get rid of it. I'm not sure if I would lower my temperature further, or perhaps, I mean, I went to 8 bars this time, so I would like to keep that there. So, and the shot was fast already, so maybe I would lower the temperature. I think I would lower the temperature and try at 80. But this is really close. Okay, so who is this coffee for? Okay, if you want something that gives you a traditional kind of espresso. Okay, let me refocus. Yeah, something that gives you a traditional espresso flavor with those dark chocolate, caramel tasting notes. This is perfect. If I dial it in further, which I think I still need to dial it in further, you can get rid of that little bit of bitterness that I'm getting still in the background, where it's perfectly balanced. Then this coffee won't give you any acidity. So if you are a fan of acidity, this is not it. Okay, this gives you a lot of sweetness. When I've made it as filter coffee, it's really nice for filter coffee. It gives you a nice sweetness with no acidity. If acidity is a must for you, maybe you should try the Blue Bottle coffee that I reviewed recently, or perhaps even the Dunkin' original regular what is it, medium roast that they have. That gives you a nice acidity up front, both the Dunkin' and the Blue Bottle. You know, I gotta say, I think the Blue Bottle is just a better coffee. Okay, the Dunkin' is right there. They both give you a nice level of acidity. This does not. It's more of a traditional flavor. Okay. However, if you go to Starbucks, see, how do I put this? I think the one they usually have on tap is their Pike's Place. To me, that is harsh. The Pike's Place is just no go. The only way I could drink that is with milk. You know, yeah, you put a bunch of cream and sugar, then you can fix it. But I usually drink my coffee black. So yeah, that's a no-go. This coffee, however, you can have just black coffee. It's good enough to have black coffee as long as you're not looking for the acidity. So if that is you, that you like your, the sweetness, you like the more traditional tasting coffee, something with a little bit of punch, but more just with like, those dark chocolate notes and a little caramel notes, maybe some nuttiness. Yeah, some nuttiness. Let's see, does it have tasting notes? Perhaps. Let me take a look. It does. Notes of toasted malt and milk chocolate. Today it's not milk chocolate. It's more like dark chocolate because, again, there's a little bit of bitterness in the background. So, and what they're calling malt, I don't know. I would say nuttiness. There's like a nuttiness to it. In dark chocolate, I am, again, like I said, I think I need to dial it in still further. Wow, incredible that they call this a light roast. What are they thinking? Okay, whatever. Whatever, Starbucks. Okay, let's, why not, man? Let's make a little milk drink. Can I do a cortado? Maybe. Wow. Yeah, it'll be like half and half if I, let's see what I could do. Let me see what I could do. I wonder how this is working out for you guys. The sound, especially the sound. I'm more worried of, the sound's not gonna be all over the place. But what are you gonna do? You gotta start somewhere. And when I go live, I wonder, like one day I go live and there's no, there's no sound, or, things happen. Wow. All right, I'm gonna take off this again because that way you guys are not gonna get all the crazy noises that the machine makes. Let me put this over here. That way you'll get more of the music, less of the noise. Let me refocus. Yeah, right there. The Bianca has a no burn. Oh, let me get the mic back. Okay, the Bianca has a no burn steam one, so it doesn't get hot to the touch. All right, you know what? I'm gonna put it in the bigger cup, in the cortado. This is the cortado cup. Although today, with the amount of coffee, it's more gonna end up more like a cappuccino kind of ratio than a cortado. Okay, my heart came out lopsided, but I did what I could. It's not great. As usual, you know, latte art is just, it's hard. It is hard. Let me show you. Okay, is that focused? There we go. Okay, that should be focused. It's still, you know, it's whatever. I'll take it. It's not great. Let me scoot it over this way. Give you a pretty background. Let me see. And one last, no, that's not gonna work. I don't have enough room. This is where I usually have my cup. Let's see, folks. Let's wrap this one up. Usually I like giving you something aesthetic that looks nice. Get this out of the way. Man, all of this on one take. You know, I've been recording for 43 minutes. I made a milk drink and everything. At first I thought I wasn't gonna be able to do this, but now I know I can. I pulled like 3 shots and did a milk drink and still got it done. Not bad. All right, now it's perfect. That's next level. The sweetness of the milk just completely fixes everything. You know, I told you I had a little bit of bitterness still in the background. Not a lot. This is definitely a doable shot. How I'm gonna get rid of that bitterness? Because I know you could do better with this coffee. I've had the Veranda blend before, so I know I can get rid of it. Again, I'm gonna shoot at maybe doing it at 80 as far as my water temperature, and who knows, maybe I'll increase the grind size still a little bit to 17, just by half a notch. Maybe I'll get like 5 seconds faster, something like that, and I'll be right there. But still, with milk, this is next level. All right, now, seriously, right now I knocked it out of the ballpark. You know, you go to Starbucks, pay for it, and it won't be this good. No way about it. No doubt about it. But again, remember, I didn't have, right now, like the ratio of espresso to milk is more like a cappuccino. If it was like a cortado, it might still not be perfect. you know, what I would call perfect. But right now, the level of sweetness, the coffee flavor, that dark chocolate in the background and caramel flavors, it's perfect. It just doesn't get any better than this. That's why I like the darker roast for milk drinks. I just really like this profile. I have done milk drinks with light coffee, lightly roasted coffees, and I've gotten some good results in the past, like really surprisingly good results. But I just always gravitate to this. Yeah, for, you know, when I make coffee in the mocha pot or for milk drinks, this is my go-to. Anyway, the Veranda Blend, if you want something that's gonna give you a nice sweetness with more traditional kind of tasting notes, maybe, well, they're calling it toasted malt and milk chocolate, the tasting notes. Today I got more like a little bit of caramel from the sweetness and dark chocolate because I have a little bit of bitterness in the background. And that's what I would call it today. If that appeals to you, then this coffee is for you. As filter coffee, it works very well. It won't get bitter if you dial it in right. And with the espresso too, I can get rid of a little bit of bitterness, okay? But you can get a really nice filter coffee, nice sweetness, just basically, you know, no acidity. So if acidity is a must for you, then this coffee is not for you. Try the, you know, blue bottle, or try the Dunkin', or just order some specialty coffee and be done with it. By the way, now that I'm on the subject, I'm not sure if by now you have seen this, but give me a second. One of you guys, let me focus. Let me focus. One of you guys recently suggested that I try this roaster. This roaster is in Italy, okay? My understanding is that the person that owns the roastery is, I think he's a world barista champion or somebody well known in the industry. And immediately when it was suggested, I said, let me take a look at the website. I saw they had some nice coffees. I think I picked up an Ethiopian, and I don't remember what the other one is, but I do have a couple of coffees. Now here's the thing. You could see they're still in the box. I ordered this coffee on a Sunday when my video hit and you guys suggested it. And on Wednesday, the coffee was already on my doorstep, freshly roasted. They roast to order. And on Wednesday was already here, like in 3 days from Italy. That's just unbelievable. So I'm letting it rest, because look what happened to me with the Manhattan coffee. I kind of jumped into it a little bit too quick, and like really I got the best results as the coffee was already running out. That's when the coffee was tasting at its best. So this, I'm gonna let it rest for maybe another week or so. But yeah, be on the lookout. We're gonna brew this and review it. Thank you for the suggestion. And today I think, you know, I've talked enough. Let me refocus. Go back. Let me go back over here. Give you one last look at the. I'm gonna give it one last taste. I'm gonna leave the mic over by the music, and I'm gonna say goodbye. Give me a second. Man, that's delicious. These glasses are also from Not Neutral. Again, these have become like my favorite glasses that I own. I just, when I saw these for the first time, somebody served me a cortado in one of these in a coffee shop that I went to in California, and I just fell in love with the glass. I thought, like, these things are so heavy and thick and just wonderful to hold. I just really love them, and the color is just the cherry on top. Wow, I really enjoyed that. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. I've been recording here for 50 minutes. So yeah, you know, I'm not sure if this video is gonna be a Sunday video. Most likely this is gonna end up being a Sunday video. But yeah, I know I'm gonna have to include some of this type of format videos on Sundays, because if I ever fall behind on my recording, or my editing or whatever. This is just an easy way to catch up because yes, it took me an hour to record it, but now I'm done. There's no editing or anything, it just goes up. And now that I know I can even have a little bit of music in the background, you know, it's a pretty nice format. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate you guys, my coffee family here on YouTube. Love you guys. Yeah, give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already, and I'll see you guys next time.